So in my mid-20s, one of my main priorities is making sure that I'm on top of my mental health, paying attention to how I feel in my everyday activities, my job, my relationships, romantic, family, friendship, work and colleagues, relationships of all types, really, and how I feel just in general, right? I always looked at myself as a pretty self-aware teenager. Growing up, I paid attention to my feelings. I was never scared to recognize and give validation to my own emotions. I didn't try to run away from how I felt and all the things that they tell you being a man is about, being super macho and everything, right? But adulthood does have a way of patching who you wanted to be as a kid, as a teenager, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, the thing that you found to be fun. And they replace them with responsibilities, different priorities, social pressures of fitting in. And even though you do have these as a child, I feel like the pressure is a lot more intense as an adult, because as a child, you don't really have anything else that's blocking your freedom. Your parents take care of everything for the most part. You worry about going to school and maybe any extracurriculars like sports or clubs or whatever. And as an adult, you have your own free will, but you also have to fight off so much pressure to go with your free will and the fact that you're in charge of pretty much everything that you do, right? I try to combat social and societal pressures by making sure that I keep what's important in front to me. While I do think that while I do know that we need money to operate, it's just the fact of the life that we live in, especially here in America. I have priorities that are way more important than money past a certain level, past survival, past being just the slightest bit comfortable, right? My peace of mind was always priority number one, and it's even more now so as an adult. If I am in a situation where I feel extremely uncomfortable and the discomfort isn't for growth specifically, I will leave the situation. I've actually left my highest paying position up to that point in my life because I prioritize my own feelings and I refuse to be disrespected, especially certain forms. And I won't be talked to any old kind of way just because someone is the person that I guess issues my paychecks. That was never really me. And I think that if you get a position that can pay your bills once, you have the experience, the resume, and the connections to go and do it again. Maybe I'm delusional, but that's just what I believe. I think that you can leave a job and get another one the same way that a job can lose you and find another you. And on that topic, money never was a bigger priority than my peace once I started realizing that money isn't the end all be all, but more so a tool. And the want to get rich was always superseded by my ability to sleep peacefully at night. While I would like to obtain a certain level of wealth and I would appreciate if I could get there, it would never be more important than my morals. It would never be more important than knowing that I am the type of person that stands up for myself and stands up for what I believe is right. Right? Now, without further ado, here are a few things I've done in my own life that I feel has helped me maintain a good mental standing with myself. And we're going to start off with therapy. Therapy, in no uncertain terms, has saved my life. I did attend therapy when I was younger. I started in my teenage years up into my early adulthood. And although I'm not in therapy right now, I'm not against therapy for myself at the moment. And I do think that anyone can try therapy. Do I think therapy is for everyone? Well, yes. But your traditional sense of talk therapy, I don't think that it's for everyone because everyone doesn't really operate the same. But some way, shape, or form of therapy can be beneficial to literally anybody. And if you have a job and you have health insurance, therapy does not have to be so expensive. You can use your insurance. You can go through your job's insurance. If you're under 26, you can go through your parents' insurance if they have it. You can find something affordable or maybe even free. You know, there are certain programs that you might qualify for that you can get free therapy. Therapy is amazing, right? The second thing is paying attention to my own mind, whether it be through sitting in quiet and listening to my thoughts. How do I feel? Reflecting, taking inventory with myself, whether it be journaling, just having some type of expressive outlet like how I'm doing right now. Something that helps you get your inner thoughts out even if it's not out physically, out to where you can pay attention to them. What are you thinking about? What are the things that you need to work on with yourself? What are the things that you're running away from? The things that make you defensive? What are those things that make you tick? Once you realize the things that do make you tick and you can actually address them and deal with them properly, your mind is going to be so much better off and you will have a much better relationship with yourself. I truly do believe this. Number 3, keeping good people around. And while this does seem like, oh, duh, Captain Obvious, not everybody has good people around them. Good people are actually pretty hard to find if you're not operating in a certain capacity. Now, not to brag or anything, but I consider myself, like I said, to be a pretty decent guy. And I think that the people that I have around me that I spend my time with on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis are solid people. These are people that take care of their families. These are people that you can call on. These are people that call to check in sometimes. These are people that if I left $1 million sitting in a room and I ask somebody to watch it for me and I'm going away for an entire weekend, I don't think a single dollar is going to be missing. I trust that my people are like this, right? I think that it's important to have people that pour into you and not drain you. And if that means cutting people off for whatever reason, then that's just what has to be done sometimes. No, I don't believe in just cutting people off for the smallest things and for one-time occurrences unless it's something like really major. But patterns and trends, they don't lie to you. If someone is consistently asking you for money all the time and they're taking long to pay it back, if you keep lending them the money, then you're the fool in that case because they're just going to keep doing the same thing. They're showing you who they are. If someone consistently calls you just to check up on you and doesn't want anything from you, it kind of means they care about your well-being. If you have known someone for 10 years and that person has never got caught, talking behind your back, and y'all know a lot of the same people and know your information that you gave to them never pops up from somebody else and they're telling you about it, then your words are probably safe with them. Your secrets are likely safe with them because they've shown that they're trustworthy. So keeping really good people around me has been a really big part of maintaining my peace of mind. That while you can't flex that type of thing to other people, and if you really are peaceful inside, you don't really care about flexing it to other people. It's one of those things that really does make a huge difference. The fourth thing, how I manage my money. I'm not always stressed out about money because I developed good habits when I was younger. I got my first bank account when I was like 16, and I got my first summer job like later that summer. And like, I'm not rich by any means, but I've maintained good enough money habits to never be without money ever since I got my first summer job. Even though I didn't get my first actual job until I was 18 and already graduated high school, I managed my money well enough to never go back to $0. And I don't think that this is just all me and I'm just the greatest person ever when it comes to money. There are unfortunate situations that have happened to other people that has left them in debt, left them with no money, left them in bad situations. But I do think that the fact that I manage my money well and I have a good relationship with money now has played a big part in the fact that I'm not usually stressed out about money, even though I used to be. I used to care about holding on to every single dollar and saving, and I got into investing like later on than I really should have and wanted to, especially because I had the information as a teenager. But that's another talk for another video. If I had to give you guys a fifth thing for how I maintain my inner peace, I am vulnerable with the people that I care about. And I don't limit my vulnerability to like one or two people. I don't care about, having my vulnerability used against me because I own everything that I'm vulnerable about to the most, for the most part. I truly believe that when you can be your authentic self, when you can be your maybe slightly filtered, because I won't say I'm always my unfiltered self, when I can be authentically me and I can be vulnerable and know that I don't care that I'm vulnerable and that nobody can use things against me and that I'll shut down and get all offended, I think that I move lighter than I would if I had to carry baggage that I could just never let go and only decompress every once in a while, right? That doesn't mean that I go and tell everybody all my business all the time, but I do move with a sense of freedom because I'm always me. I always get to be me. I don't have to fake who I am in any rooms. At least I don't think so. So like, yeah, just the small things or things that are seemingly small help contribute to what I believe is a very strong mind. And not that every day is peaches and creams for me, but I do think that I'm a very mentally healthy person. And uh, it overflows into other facets of my life. I think that my mind is healthy, which helps me with my physical activity and helps me with my financial strength, which and also helps me with my spiritual strength and my spiritual health. And it all really, ties together and plays its own part for me to live a life that I'm happy to live, right? So these are the things that I do to prioritize my mental health and make sure that I always keep a good relationship with myself. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any looking for any advice, as if I'm somebody to take advice from, let me know. Let's have a conversation about it. Thanks for watching. If you did make it this far, I would appreciate it if you left a like, and I'll see y'all in the next one.